Young and the Restless. Billy's ruthless chase of Chancellor destroys his future with Sally. Young and the Restless reveals that Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, just uncovered what he thinks is the ultimate golden ticket. He has got proof that the Abbotts own Chancellor Industries, and Billy is already popping champagne and toasting to his own victory. The problem is he hadn't told Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, yet. She's carrying Billy's baby and she's wearing his ring. But he told Audra Charles before he filled in his fiancée. And when pregnant Sally saw Billy with Audra, the look on her face said everything. Let's break down how Billy's power grab may ruin his relationship and their future. Young and the Restless, Billy going wild. So, this week, Billy has already been running amok, getting aggressive, acting like an addict who made a big score. While Sally was out of town dealing with her sister Coco surgery, Billy went into full aggro mode. He dug into old Chancellor records, and he found evidence of an unpaid loan. The documents say John Abbott, Jerry Douglas, loaned money to Philip Chancellor, and the papers say it was never repaid. And the loan default puts Chancellor into Abbott hands, specifically into Billy's hands because his siblings want nothing to do with this. But without waiting for the lawyers to finish vetting the papers, Billy went ahead and confronted Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil. He doubled down hard, told them he was taking Chancellor from them, and then insulted Kane with a job offer, and first told Holden he didn't have a job and then tried to lure him in. Power hungry is already happening. Billy obsessed on Y&R. As always, when it comes to Chancellor, Billy is obsessed. He feels like he's owed the company. It was never his company. It was Jill Abbott's, Jess Walton. And Catherine Chancellor, Jean Cooper, left it to Victor Newman, Eric Braden, in her will, not Jill, not Billy. And in fact, Jill and Catherine tried to get Billy to embrace the legacy, but he had issues back then. Later, Jill let him run Chancellor, but then Billy bungled it. And so Jill pushed him aside, and that's when she sold it to Victor. And I will agree, the way that Jill handled that sale to Victor was very poorly done. But in the end, it was her company to do with what she wanted, not Billy's. He always felt entitled to it, and then he felt cheated by Jill. Now Billy's found a way to take it from Lily, and his obsession has been front and center all week on Young and the Restless. Young and Restless. Billy keeps making terrible choices. And then we had that celebration scene. Billy at the GCAC, champagne in hand, looking like he won the lottery. Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, walked up, and instead of Billy waiting to tell Sally first, his ego had his mouth running. And Billy told Audra about Chancellor and said he could be running it as soon as next week. And when Audra asked, "Oh, what does Sally think?" Billy just brushed it off, and he said he's certain that Sally will support him. And that's when Billy's fiancée walked in earlier than expected and saw him and Audra boozing it up together. Sally did not look happy at all. Audra just exited real fast. And then Billy launched into his "I've got big news" speech. And he told Sally about the decades-old loan and that he thinks Jill hid it from him. Billy says this is finally his chance to claim what is rightfully his. Just a quick side note, because I don't think Josh Griffith has ever had an actual job out in the real business world. Those loan documents probably wouldn't hold up. Most loans have a statute of limitations once they go into default, and that loan is very old. Plus, Chancellor has been bought, sold, merged, unmerged. So, it's likely unenforceable also because liens have to be declared in a sale. Like, if you're selling your house and there's a lien on it, it has to be declared. The only way that this would work is if there was fraud somewhere along the way. But since Catherine didn't seem to know about the loan, and then she willed the company to Victor, and Victor didn't know about it and sold it to Jill, that loan stuff was already dead in the water. And maybe Jill stumbled across the old papers, the same ones Billy did, and just left them buried, but since it's not the real world, I think the writers are just going to go with it, not with actual business law. Sally needs stability. So back to Sally. She politely listened to Billy, but you can see it in her eyes. This isn't what Sally wanted to come home to. And she tells Billy it's going to be a long, ugly fight. And she said the second he brought up Chancellor, her heart just sank. But Billy insists, this time it's different. Isn't that what addicts always say? He said, it's about legacy, not ego. Yet, we've seen his ego all over Genoa City this week. If it were about legacy, Catherine would have left Chancellor to him or Jill. Billy claims he's not the same man who used to chase power at the expense of everything. But Sally isn't convinced. I'm not convinced. And Billy clearly is chasing power. He's already rubbing it in people's faces. And he's got a long track record of choosing wars and vendettas over the people who care about him. And he's doing it again with Sally. Every time Billy gets close to real stability and a happily ever after, he engages in these high-risk behaviors. It used to be gambling, and now it's Chancellor. With Sally pregnant and them engaged, she and Billy are supposed to be planning a wedding and their future. But instead of focusing on Sally and the baby, Billy's igniting a war with Kane and Lily, and probably Victor as soon as he finds out what Billy Boy is up to. And he did all this and started it all behind Sally's back. Billy didn't consult her before he leapt into it. Sally in an impossible situation on Y&R. Think about the position Sally's in. Pregnancy hormones, a past stillbirth, wedding plans, running Spectra, trying to stay healthy for her pregnancy. The last thing Sally needs is to be babysitting Billy when he is spiraling. And the fact that he told Audra first is a problem. It shows Billy's lack of self-control and that his addiction is driving him. Sally's in the same position she was with her dad back in the day when he was out chasing schemes. The best case is Billy is able to legally take over Chancellor and there's zero backlash. But that seems highly unlikely. What's more likely is this turns into a long, messy fight. Kane and Lily start playing dirty. Victor starts attacking Billy this week. We know that. And he may start targeting Sally's company, too. And Sally's already seeing red flags with Billy. He's once again treating Chancellor like it's the most important thing in his life, the thing he can't live without. When that should be Sally and the baby, who are Billy's priorities. That's the problem with dating an addict. The addiction always comes first. Young and restless. Sally won't tolerate Billy's nonsense. We've seen Sally walk away from toxic situations before, like when she dumped Adam when he wasn't behaving right. And if Billy thinks that Sally's going to stick around while he neglects her and the baby, I don't think Billy has actually met Sally Spectra. She is stronger than people give her credit for. And I don't think she's going to let her kid grow up the same way she did because her dad was always chasing schemes and cons and then she was left to clean up the mess. Sally doesn't want to do that anymore. And Billy is so much like her dad. And of course, Sally hates how she grew up. So, this seems like a train wreck about to happen. And I don't think Billy can see past his obsession to see what he's about to lose. In his mind, he's fighting for his legacy, and he's going to try and say that he's trying to make a better life for Sally and the baby. But in reality, Billy is repeating toxic behaviors that cost him relationships in the past. And he's about to blow up the best thing that has happened to him in a long time, which is Sally. Whether the Abbotts are technically entitled to Chancellor or not, I don't think this is going to be a good thing for Sally and Billy. He may think that once he's CEO of Chancellor, that's it, his life's perfect, but it won't be because Billy's self-destructive. You can blame Jill for part of his behavior, but at this point, he's a grown man making his own choices. And I expect when the dust settles, Sally's going to walk out on Billy.